In this lab, you must be wearing correct lab attire, which includes goggles, gloves, long pants, not leggings, and closed-toe shoes. This ensures safety for yourself and your peers.
First thing that we need to do is measure out the mass that we calculated at the beginning of our lab of the copper sulfate pentahydrate. We need to make sure that we don't forget to tare the mass of the watch plate and the paper before we put the solid on to get the most accurate measurement possible.
Now we will begin to make the stock solution. First, we will add the solid copper sulfate into the volumetric flask. Then we will add a small amount of water and dissolve it.
Now we're going to add ammonia to our solution until it turns into a dark blue color that is clear.
Then add 10 drops of ammonium hydroxide. Now we will add water to the 25 milliliter mark on the volumetric flask. If it becomes cloudy again, add 10 drops of ammonia.
Make sure to prime your pipette before each dilution. We transfer our solution from our stock container to another container for pipetting. We do this to ensure accurate measurements of how much stock solution will be used.
Drawing up the solution into the pipette, make sure that you don't draw it all the way up into the bulb because you can end up spilling the solution and it'll also mess with your volume. You need to make sure that the volume is accurate, and if it's up in the bulb, then your measurement will not be as accurate as it could be.
We read the meniscus prior to transfer so we know our initial volume and can get an accurate measurement. Now we will begin making the dilutions.
We transfer our solution to a volumetric flask. The volumetric flask is designed to hold a precise amount of volume, which allows accurate and consistent dilutions.
We then add water to the mark on the volumetric flask and pour into a different container to store the first dilution. Now we are diluting the solution in the volumetric flask with the transfer pipette. The transfer pipette allows a small amount of water to be put in the volumetric flask. This is important because if you add too much, you will have to start over.
We look at the meniscus on the volumetric flask to see if it's on the mark. This means that we will have an accurate amount. In this case, it's 25 milliliters.
You will repeat these steps to make a total of 3 dilutions.
We need to make sure that we read the meniscus following our transfer to make sure that we are aware of our final volume. We need to clean up our station after our lab so that other groups can end up using the lab space and the items. We do this by wiping down the counters, cleaning all of our equipment, and disposing of the chemicals in the way that we were instructed at the beginning of the lab.